Ty, you guys scored just 42 in that second half. What did you see as the reasons your offense stalled for much of that?
We had some missed shots. 5 for 25 from three. That's not ideal. I thought I got to watch film to really see our offensive processes, what they really were. Felt like we got kind of stagnant on that end. But yeah, we'll see where we can get better. Watch film and be ready to go for game 4.
What are you reading on the drives to decide to shoot or pass in this series? It felt like a lot of kickouts today.
Yeah. I don't know. Just trying to feel out the game. See who's rotating over, see who the rotations are. Obviously Mitch is their main rim protector, so when he's coming over, just trying to make the right play. But yeah, I could definitely be better there. But again, I watch the film, see my areas of improvement, see how I can get better for game 4.
20 from Cat in that fourth. What do you think you guys need to do better against that?
Yeah, I thought we probably fouled too much down there, and then he's just a guy who flick the wrist. He doesn't. He can see over guys 7 foot, big dude. So we got to get up and just do a better job of showing help in the gaps. But yeah, again, just something we'll watch film on and correct.
How much did you see things kind of change when AA went down? He obviously comes back, but I mean, at that moment when you see a guy, considering what he's done, especially in these playoffs, go down, how did that kind of shake people up? And do you think it took a while to kind of get past that?
Yeah, obviously it's not ideal. He's been such a big part of what we do, and he is such a big part of what we do. So it's not ideal to see. So we'll see what happens. How he's feeling and all those things. But he gutted it out for us, came through. We are definitely AA is a big part of what we do. So yeah, obviously not ideal.
How did they change it by going a little bit deeper in their bench? Obviously, they changed the starting lineup, but they also played a lot more guys that you haven't seen very much in terms of minutes. I mean, just how did that change the dynamic, especially in terms of what they were able to do on defense?
With other guys playing, I think those, especially all 4 of the guys who played off the bench are really defensive guys, and they come in and wreak havoc. And I thought we just didn't do a good job of, continuing to play fast. I felt like I did a poor job of keeping pace in the game, especially in the fourth there. I felt like I was walking the ball up every play. So I know it's a big area of improvement for me. I already know that's what I'm going to see on the film most of the time. So just got to do a better job of keeping pace in the game. Obviously a 42-point half isn't us. So we'll see what we can do better there, and we'll improve on it.
I guess, was there a read thing as to why you were walking up the floor more? Was there? You obviously always throw the ball up. You always want to. And
yeah.
Something that was telling you, it's a good idea to slow it down.
Well, I think just trying to get guys in the right positions. I think down the stretch, a game like this comes down to 1 or 2 possessions. So just trying to execute the right way, get guys in the right spots. But yeah, it's definitely an area where I know when I watch film, I'm going to kick myself for. I'm already thinking about it, kicking myself for it. So, I think that's just part of it, and I got to be better there. Honestly, I think a lot of our offensive struggles in the second half were due to me. So, I got to be better there, and I will be better in game 4.
We talked just about the half in general, but I guess what did you not like about especially late game stuff, and what stood out to you kind of, I guess, in the last few minutes when it's a shot-to-shot, possession-to-possession stretch?
Yeah. I don't think our execution was great. I didn't do a great job of getting downhill and, just making plays. I got to do a better job there. I think I'm relied on to do a lot down the stretch of games, get guys in the right positions. And I feel like I didn't do personally a great job at that. I think especially Pascal had it going there. Probably should have gotten the ball a little bit more. But I feel like we got some decent looks, but we can definitely be better there. Execution down the stretch, we can definitely be better, and that starts with me. So, you live with it, you watch film, and you get better, and you prepare for game 4.
Ty, being on the other end of like the tight game and kind of losing it this time, I guess what do you take away from it? And is there anything different? Like, do you look at the process or do you focus on the result? Like, how do you kind of look at it?
Well, you got to focus on the result because it's 2-1, and that's a game that, we feel like we were in position to win and didn't do a good job in the second half. But it's always process. That's what it always is. Where can we get better? We feel like offensively we've had a great series thus far. I would say that was our first real bad half offensively. So we got to be better there. And then defensively, you hold that team like that to 106. That's you should win that game. So we got to. 100 points isn't us. So kudos to them. They did a good job, but there's definitely areas that we can improve on. And like I said, we'll sure we'll have a great film session tomorrow. Guys will watch film on their own tonight and tomorrow, and see where we can get better. You know, it's one day in between games, so you know, it is what it is. You watch film, then you just flush it and get ready for Game 4.
Ty, that third quarter specifically, you guys were up 15 for good stretches, but it never expanded.
Yeah.
In fact, it went down.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
specifically in those minutes, what do you think happened?
Yeah, it's just such a thing that I have to watch film to give you a better answer on. You know, it felt like the game was just like stuck there, you know, which is a weird feeling. It felt like every time we scored, they scored. Every time we didn't, we got to stop, you know, like never could, you know, fully pull away. So again, I don't really know the real answer. I got to watch film and see where we can get better there. I thought the ball got stuck a little bit. You know, I felt like a lot of our turnovers came in the second half, which that could be wrong, right? I could be telling you the wrong thing, but I feel like we just did a better job of valuing the ball in the first half. So, yeah, it's something I got to watch film on, see where we can get better. But, yeah, that third quarter was definitely a weird quarter where it was just we never really pulled away, and it just kind of stayed in that 13 to 15 range. And then McBride made some big shots there late in the quarter, and that kind of gave him some momentum. We got a big dunk there to make it a 10-point game. And, we just didn't and I don't think we started the fourth right, ended the fourth right. And that's the most important thing with quarters, especially in the playoffs. So, it's a thing I have to watch film to give you a better answer on. But, definitely a weird flow to it. And it's just part of it. You know, you'll watch it, see where we can get better.
Yeah, Ty. You actually won the turnover battle, but one of the biggest stats that jumped up to me is they had scored 22 points off of turnovers, and you guys have scored only 8.
Yeah.
And do you think that might be because of some of these defensive guys that kind of stopped you guys in transition, so those live turnovers didn't hurt them as much?
Again, that's the thing I have to watch film on. I thought decision making probably wasn't the best, especially on my end. Had a couple bad turnovers there and in transition, missed a transition 3 on the right wing. Had the turnover, OG stole. So, I think we got to make better decisions there. But it's definitely a thing you want to execute when you force turnovers to get rebounds. I mean, we run the rebound, or did we? No, we lost. No, you won it. Oh, we won the rebound battle. Yeah, so I feel like obviously that's the biggest point of emphasis when you play this team, especially with them starting big, and for us to still win the rebound battle, that's ideal for us. So we just got to do a better job of execution. But again, I think offensively the ball probably got a little too stagnant. And granted, we didn't make shots. It's a make or miss league. You shot 20% from. Yeah, we got to shoot better from. We'll shoot better. That's not us. But you got to find ways to win, and we just couldn't do that today. So we'll see where we can get better. Watch film and be ready to go for Game 4.